Hello Capricorns and welcome to Deku Tarot. I'm going to be doing your mid-July 2019 tarot reading and spiritual reading. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. As you guys know, it cannot and will not resonate with all of you. I'm just going to get right into this because it has taken me 15 times to start this. Thank you, Mercury retrograde. Thank you all the retrogrades for just making things so terribly awkward to shoot right now. And I know I'm not the only one feeling this. Technology has been awkward or failing or just not working out. It's been crazy. It's been really crazy, especially with all the other planets that we have retrograde. And it's been a crazy month, guys. It's been a crazy month already. I'm sure you guys are feeling it. You in Cancer, I would say Capricorn, Moon and Rising, Cancer, Moon, Rising, and Sun are all feeling this eclipse energy the most. I mean, other mutable signs definitely are, but I mean, let's all be honest. It's really, you in Cancer are definitely feeling it the most, especially if you have a rising or a moon in Capricorn, a moon or a rising in Cancer. So it's been a crazy month for you guys. I'm sure it's been a lot of huge releases, huge changes, just a lot of intense stuff coming up and bubbling to the surface to be dealt with. And give yourself a pat on the back for getting through it this far. As I do this reading, we're right in between this new, the new moon eclipse, and now, that was the total solar eclipse, and now we have a partial lunar eclipse and full moon in your sign on the 16th. So we're right in between these two huge eclipse energies. So it's going to be affecting things for around the next 6 months or so. We have some other eclipses, I believe, later on in the year. I want to say it's like December or November. We'll get to those later on, but there is such a huge shift for you guys this month, and I'm sure you're feeling it. So we're going to talk a little bit about the astrology here, and we're going to ignore me flubbing up every word because it's Mercury retrograde, and I really don't want to shoot this a 17th time because it's been a mess. I don't know what's been going on, guys. I decided, actually, if you guys didn't notice, I also decided to stop doing weeklies for now and to do first half and second half of the month readings for all the sign. It just was more doable for me. And I felt I could talk about all those expansive energies without kind of shoving it into a week. This format just works better for me as a reader, and I hope it works better for you guys too, and that you enjoy it. So let's talk about the astrology for a little bit here. So we have your full moon here, only about a little over 2 degrees from Pluto. So this is, again, with eclipses kind of bring whatever we've been feeling, whatever we've been kind of dancing or edging, on the edge of here to the surface. If we've been feeling something, if we've been wanting to talk about something, if something has been on our minds, it's bringing it right up to the surface. It is kind of a revealing energy here. Not kind of, definitely. There's a lot of secrets that might be exposed here. Bad behaviors, bad negative situations here. There could be a lot of, scandal that's being put right out there. Public disgraces I'm getting, honestly, with this kind of conjunction here. There's just a lot of emotional, tumultuous, extreme stuff that's being put out there that wasn't out there before. So there's a lot of power struggles, especially between masculine and feminine. I know a lot of astrologers and websites out there talking about this kind of being a huge Me Too moment here. And, however you feel about that, you should feel that, women deserve equality and that it's important to bring these things out, because we cannot continue to be put down and continue to be in the positions that a lot of men put us in. On a personal level, I've been feeling this. So I don't know about you guys, but if you're a female, you've been feeling a lot of, moments where you've had to stand up, where you've had to say enough is enough. And even as a male, you might have had to stand up in some situations lately where, this is being brought to the forefront, someone's behavior or someone in a company's behavior, or these things could be being put out in the media. So this is a huge time for exposing these bad behaviors, these bad patterns of behavior, and negative beliefs by certain people here. But it's all for the best that we can move forward. So yeah, it's tumultuous, it's ugly, it's messy, it's like just ooey gooey nastiness here, but it's coming out for the best. We have Saturn retrograde in your sign opposing Venus, bringing these issues especially in terms of relationships, to the forefront. It doesn't have to just be romantic, any type of relationship. So the Saturn sextile with Neptune is also bringing this positive, transformative energy and transformation through strife here. So there is some interesting, there's a lot of interesting energies that are happening with this full moon, even though it's not a total lunar eclipse. I feel it's almost just as powerful, if not more powerful, in terms of really throwing stuff out there for not just you, but for public situations, companies, families, groups of friends. I literally cannot speak. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm gonna just try to speak slower here, I guess. Yeah, this Mercury retrograde always affects the way I speak. It's really frustrating. So again, be careful of the buried emotions and events that could suddenly come forth, overwhelming all of your emotions here. Sorry, if you know, I wonder why I'm looking this side, because that's where all my notes are, because I like to have this area for the tarot. But let's actually just start shuffling here. Because I really didn't want to get too into the astrology any more than that, but because it's so directly is affecting you guys, and it's the full moon, partial lunar eclipse in your sign, I couldn't not mention it. But again, go check out Nadia Shah, Gregory Scott. They have great perspectives on the astrology. Sarah Verba. I'm not going to go too far into it because I'm not an astrologer, even though I know what I know, but I don't like to, it's not my forte. It's not what I went to school for. So let's see. And I'm going to use the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot. I feel that immediately that I was drawn to this deck, as well as the Morgan Greer here for your month. But I want to take a look at really what your energy is this month. There's just so much stuff happening on the astrological level here, and I'm sorry it took me 7 minutes to just get through a lot of that. But again, there is just such huge issues, again, that have to do with respect, that have to do with respecting yourself, commanding that respect from others, and doing it in a way that isn't overstepping boundaries and becoming exactly what you're fighting against, if that makes sense. All right, Capricorns, your energy for the second half of July. We have the sun moving into Leo as well. And yeah, there's an energy of nostalgia that I always feel comes up with Leo season. Thinking it's, because again, Leo is the sign that rules, that is kind of the child. I'll be honest, when I think of Leo, I think of the sun card where there's the baby on, the cow or the horse or whatever animal that it's on in the sunlight. I know that their card is strength in tarot, but, for me personally, Leo has a very childlike, exploratory, excited, bringing up nostalgic energy kind of feeling here. That's always the vibe I get from it. And when Leo season comes back around, it kind of feels like a breath of fresh air. It's like you guys have been diving deep this season. It's been exhausting. It's been suffocating. It's been awkward. And even as the sea goat, these have been some very slippery, wet rocks that you've been trying to climb in a straightforward motion that just seem to keep, you either just keep having all this water come at you because it's emotional situations. Here, deal with this now. Here, deal with this scandal. Deal with all this stuff coming out. And it's a lot of transformation for you guys to handle at once here. And you guys are definitely feeling it in a way that not a lot of the other signs are. So as we enter, because, I forgot which date exactly the sun enters Leo. Where is that? Look at my moon journal here. The 22nd is when the sun enters Leo. And that's after we already have that eclipse in your sign. We've already had that for almost a week because that's on the 16th. So we're already full in that eclipsean energy. You're already full in your changes when we kind of step into this lighter sun energy here. That's less emotional, more self-focused, which is going to, I think, be good with all this retrograde energy, all this crazy stuff that's being kicked up right now. So I would say a lot of times I think that the Six of Cups is an unhealthy attachment, an unhealthy naivety in terms of you know, thinking about or trying to get back to past situations, past people. But again, Mercury retrograde is about bringing the past back up. So we could have, you know, certain relationships, friendships, situations coming back in again. How are you doing? Especially romantic situations. You know, the exes will crawl out of the woodwork and, you know, slide into your DMs every time Mercury goes retrograde. It's kind of just what happens. We both know it. We don't know it here. Let's not pretend like we know. Let's not pretend like you guys aren't the ones doing it sometimes too. Let's all not pretend that, because it doesn't just make them come to us. It makes us want to reach out to them and bring up past situations. You know, how are you doing? Do you want to go back to this right now? It's not always the right time to do that though. So there are definitely past situations, people, that kind of energy coming up for you. You're wanting to go back to the past, wanting to get in touch with your inner child this month, or the second half of July here. What else comes up for you guys? Ace of Swords, though, there's a lot of big decisions, big victories for you guys this month in your surrounding energy. Be sure to have rationality despite, I mean, I think again with all this Eclipsean energy is bringing some sharp, what is the word I'm looking for? It's bringing things, you know, information to the surface that could be very sharp, that could be very cutting, painful, but also very, very black and white is what I mean by this. You know, once you understand something about somebody or a situation, once you find something out, once you decide something this month, there's no going back. You've made your decision. The Ace of Swords, it's a great card of victory, overcoming situations, where maybe past people or past situations are coming back to drag us back down into that lower energy. And we're gonna have to really look at this for what it is. And I think, again, like I've been saying all July, it's, you know, the rose-colored glasses were ripped off our face, smashed on the ground, we got punched in the face, and whoever did it ran away. And now we see a situation or somebody for what they are. And there's really no going back from that. So that's how I feel about the Ace of Swords. It's very decisive, very much, oh no, I'm not messing with that again. You're cut off for good. Or, oh, I'm going this way and I'm never going to work there again. You know, I'm never going to mess with people who give me, who I always, you know, who my intuition told me before that this was a bad situation. You're going to really see that. Areas where you haven't listened to your intuition, especially in relationships, whether they be friendships, romantic, whatever, it's going to be very prevalent who stays and who goes this month and what they really bring to the table. So what's coming into your energy? Offer situations. Oh, I got such an itchy nose there. It usually means that spirit is present. A lot of opportunities. Maybe if you guys applied or were trying to work somewhere, but in the past you didn't have the credentials, you didn't have what it took, this might be the month to go for it, or the month that you might hear back again. Or if you decide to apply again, this might be the time where you get that clear answer again, whether it be a yes or a no. I feel more yes, but for those of you who do get a no, I do feel like at least it's almost like a victorious moment for you, because you know now that, you know, we can move on past this. We can move past this thing that we wanted that we now know isn't going to work out. It's very, you know, again, attachments that we've been working towards, goals that we've been working towards that have not come to fruition, that have not given us joy, that have not given us what we've needed, what we've asked for. Things that were not healthy to hold on to are all being dealt with again. Page of Cups. So again, we could be having some emotional offers this month as well. New love interests. Page of Cups is kind of sweet in that sense. You know, it is it's starting to develop an emotional understanding. It's usually, you know, that youthful energy of developing emotional understanding, developing emotional feelings, and not really knowing where they're going to go just yet. But it could be, again, the beginning of a new relationship. Hey, I'm interested in you. What's going on? Do you want to date? Do you want to go out with me? There's somebody that's piquing your interest, or you are piquing somebody else's. It could be a Pisces, it could be a Cancer, but it could even be a Scorpio. But I still feel that there is this itchy nose, yeah. Let me get some water. Hold on. That there is some emotional offers this month. You know, good offers. In terms of love, I am getting, or in terms of, you know, not so much love, but people in our immediate vicinities, friendships, relationships. I mean, it could come up as love. We'll look at love in a second, but I was thinking more of just people in our vicinity, people around us. Ooh, and as I say that, there's a wasp trying to get in. So you guys are going to have to, again, especially with the Five of Cups here, realize who is just there to sting you, just there to bring you down. Whether, again, that be a relationship, like a romantic one, or whether it be friendships, people that you surround yourself with that continuously bring you down, that continuously cause you sadness, that, you know, if they're, you know, beating up on your ego, on you, you know, making you feel bad about yourself, whatever it might be, it feels like we have to say goodbye to some relationships, and we need to not mourn, you know, again, whether it be that you've been with, you know, you've been friends, or you've known these people for 3 years, 3 decades, getting that for some reason 3 years for some of you. It's time to let a tumultuous relationship or tumultuous relationships die. It's time to let them go. You might be keeping them to keep up appearances, I'm getting, for some of you, because of some past, you know, to hide some past. I don't know why I'm getting, it's such a weird, if you were friends with somebody through a negative past situation that, you know, maybe wasn't very positive in terms of how you acted, but you never really, I don't know how to say it. It's like such a weird energy. It's like a negative person or a negative situation that you or the person that you're friends with here created in the past, and you've been friends ever since then, but there's no real backing to it. There's no real stability, real love there. And it's time to realize, you know, it's kind of like a slap in the face. Again, the rose-colored glasses come off, and you're like, whether it was you that was, you know, whether that person brought out a bad side of you, or you brought out a bad side of them, or both of you together brought out a very negative situation or sides in each other, it just feels like it's, I don't know, a relationship like that there. And that might have been about 3 years ago. I don't know why I'm getting that. That's such a strange specific message. So let me know if that one resonates with anyone in very particular, because that's a very particular Capricorn message. But it's time to end those friendships. It's time to see them for what they are and what they turned you into, what kind of situations they really did bring into your life. I'm feeling like a lot of greediness is being thrown up into your face here. If you were greedy or naive or unnecessarily forceful in situations in the past, I don't know. It's like this Mercury retrograde with all this other energy here, the eclipse, it's all bringing this right up to your face. Whether it be through somebody else talking to you about this, or whether this be, you know, you just are remembering it and you're feeling, you know, you're like, wow, ouch. It's not a very good feeling. I will say it doesn't, I think that there might be, again, fluctuations in terms of our self-esteem to do with all this stuff this month. A lot of fluctuations in our self-esteem. But sometimes you have to have those negative traits, even within ourselves, brought up to the surface, to be reviewed, to be released, to be let go of. So don't be stubborn when that happens. Let's get some cards of what's in your power. What's in your power? The World reversed. Interesting. You guys are kind of weird this month. Whenever I see the World reverse, I feel that there is hesitation in closing a chapter, or trying to pretend like something that has ended, again, hasn't ended. Where you know a door has been closed, where you know something has ended deep down inside you have been pretending that it hasn't been. And it's almost like superficial, like trying to keep up appearances, trying to keep up a certain way of life, you know, or the way people see you. And it's not, it just feels, again, like if you guys have been putting up facades about yourself and who you truly are, it's time to let chapters end, you know, close certain books, allow endings, and especially endings in terms of our personality, things that we're holding on to that really aren't bringing us anything good in life right now. I don't know, the world reverse is just such a superficial type of vision for me. It's very focused on, again, it's like gilding the shit, if that makes sense. Don't gild something that is not golden to begin with. Don't pretend that, you know, something that is rusty and falling apart and doesn't bring you joy is going to change. Don't pretend that something that has ended is still alive. You can't resurrect the dead, you know, Pet Cemetery there. This feeling I get. I'm gonna pull something for that. Clarify the world reversed. Sometimes, you know, again, what's in your power is also what hinders you. So on the flip side, you could just close this and allow change to come in. But some of you guys are, again, very hesitant or have been ignoring this for so long that you don't even see it anymore. And again, and if that's the case, then this eclipse is going to be extremely painful. It's going to be very, you're going to feel like somebody murdered. Like, whereas it's like that one, it's just like, I was murdered. Like, it's going to be that type of feeling like, oh my God, exposed. It just feels very painful. Page of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, why have you guys, this is you. I feel that it's you. Again, if you have been afraid to just face something, to let something go, you've been childish about it. With that Page of Pentacles reversed, you know, whenever I see him, I always feel that there is this childish kind of rebelliousness to not let something go, to hold on to something, to not, you know, to procrastinate on dealing with a certain issue and procrastinate on dealing with what we know is sitting right there. We know we have to deal with it. It's probably been in our dreams. We've been thinking about it. You know, again, I just feel there's a million signs and synchronicities that tell us that this is over, to let it go, to better ourselves, to let go of this energy. And stubbornly, like a child, you guys are clinging on. So let it go. It's not building into anything, especially with the Page of Pentacles reversed. You haven't done anything about it. You've been selfish and childish about it in a way, because we're protecting. Again, self-protection and self-preservation will make us do very dumb things. So let's get some cards. Let's get a card of advice here. Okay, and as I said that, I just saw 2222. 10 of Wands reversed. Let it go. Why are you guys carrying all this? You know, like this guy has been carrying all these wands for so long. He doesn't even know why he's carrying them. He didn't need all of them. And you've been, you know, it might feel like, you know, you've come to the end of a long journey. You might feel kind of complete, you know, a sense of completion, a sense of success, happiness, pushing through on a matter. But you still have to let go of those wands. We still have to begin something new. Once we drop all those wands, what are we going to do with them? Set them on fire, I hope. So let's see. Any other cards of advice? Advice for Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Again, guys, do check out your other placements, especially this month. You are not just your sun sign. I don't know how many times I have to explain that. You know, even in Eastern astrology, the moon is so much more important, because family and our interactions and our developed senses and our developed emotional side, you know, the side that we have developed, is what the moon is representing. What is happening here? Okay, advice in terms of, okay, 6 of Pentacles reversed and 6 of Swords. What a combination, am I right? So, 6 of Pentacles reversed. Where have you either been asking too much of people, or who has been asking too much of you? Again, if you have been giving too much to something that does not seem to give back, and that's really what this is about, whether it be energy towards a certain goal you're trying to reach, whether it be, you know, money that's spent, I'm getting for some of you, on material things. If you go out shopping too much, or you spend money on stupid things and like trying to keep up with the Joneses all the time, stop it. It's like, you guys got to leave that alone, or else you're going to regret it in Leo season, when the focus does really fully shift to me. And that's really what happens. You want to leave behind any sort of it kind of feels like leech energy that's on your bank account, that's on your life, especially in terms of time, your energy, what saps your life and money away. So release anything that is unnecessarily, like, that you're spending too much time, money, or even in terms of people, like whatever, if you're spending too much time and money on people, on jobs, on pursuing a certain path that is not giving back to you, it's time to let it go. Take your lessons and move on towards success. You've learned something here. You now have some lessons that you have learned, and you know where you're going. You're not bringing, that leechy energy anymore. You're taking your swords here. You're off towards, a new shore. You're looking towards something new. You've learned your lessons, but you're not going to carry all the other crap with you. Okay? Let's look at love. Let's look at love with a different deck, though. Okay. Before I put these away. Let's see. Love and relationships for Capricorns. June 15th through the 31st. The sun. Happiness. Again, you guys know, for me personally, the sun is about turning on the light and having no shadows there. We're in a sense revealing ourselves to other people, our trueness, our truth in terms of love, what we need, what we want. And we're like, this is what makes me happy. If it doesn't make you happy, then we're not working out anymore. But what you're going to realize when you put your truth out there is that truth comes right back to you, and it's positive and it's wonderful. By living our truth, by respecting ourselves enough, and loving ourselves enough, having enough self-love and self-respect in terms of our relationships, and putting ourselves first is really what brings in love. What brings in, again, long-term stuff here. Trust in your gut here. Trust in taking it slow as well. This is very traditional. If you guys are in a very traditional relationship, or you might even have a Taurus coming in during this month here, that is a very traditional but very happy relationship here. This is beautiful. There's some interesting aspects with Uranus, Taurus and Uranus here that are happening this month that I do believe are going to be bringing up some revelations that are going to be lasting a very long time. Maybe even putting a more traditional spin on relationships, wanting to take it slower, wanting to maybe even settle down for some of us. Might be realizing, wow, I think I do want to get married, or I think I do want all that. But I mean, some of you guys might even be putting the brakes on a relationship, taking it slower. What's coming out in terms of love here? Oh my God. 3 of Swords. Interesting. What's up with that in terms of love for Capricorns? I'm going to talk about that. And the Star. So, again, if there are heartbreaks and... again, there might be revelations, painful things said this month. That's places where you felt betrayed, places where you felt hurt, where you, again, if you've been feeling that way, if your partner's been acting a certain way or doing certain things that have hurt you, it's time to bring those to the forefront to be healed. Again, especially if you're dealing with a Taurus, or this, has to do with Uranus and Taurus energy here. But, yeah, so we looked at those two. Let's look at these 3 here. I think I should hold it like this, shouldn't I? So, 3 of Swords. I mean, that's heartbreak, that's pain. There is just so much. There's a lot of feelings of regret, remorse, pain. Again, whether somebody else caused that heartbreak or you did, there is healing immediately after it, though. So again, if we've been feeling, 3 swords in the heart here in some area of our life, especially in terms of romance, in terms of, again, whether you be single or couple, whether somebody left those swords in there, or you're realizing, wow, I'm still carrying this pain from the past. It's time to start feeling confident, loving yourself, and pushing forward here. There's abundance and healing coming in. An abundance of healing, an abundance of stabilization for the future here. But we have to be willing to shine the light on whatever these 3 swords are and deal with it. Release it, write it out, burn the letter, talk about it. Again, maybe that 6 of Cups is reaching out to the ex for closure. But for a lot of you, I feel that would be more beneficial to write a letter, burn it, and let it go for good. Allow yourself to heal. Allow yourself to manifest in healthy and proper love on a better level here. If you guys have, again, negative situations, they're gonna, anything that was blocking you from good and truth, you know, good true love here, anything that was blocking you from your highest self, wherever you were trying to go, is being thrown in your face this month for you to let go of. So don't get stubborn and not let go of it this month, because you're manifesting in a much more divinely healed and divinely sanctioned relationship here. So, wow, amazing messages, guys. Let's get a Romance Angel Oracle, and then we'll get a Stacey DeMarco. And I didn't expect this reading to be this long, but here we are, am I right? It happens sometimes. I mean, I expect the Cancer reading to be a lot like this, too. It's going to be like, ooh. Okay, so love and romance. Messages from the Archangels. Archangel Camuel, Archangel Raguel. For Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Yeah, again, we have to express ourselves, express our truth here. Whatever needs to be said, whether it's how we feel about somebody, whether it's how somebody made us feel. It needs to be put out there so that we can communicate. Communication is key this month, so don't be afraid to do that. Even if it is awkward, it's trying to find the best way to communicate and to go with it. Maybe that's through expressing ourselves, through actions more than words for some of you. Let's see. Messages from Spirit, from your higher self, from the Stacey DeMarco Halloween Oracle. Messages and guidance from their higher self for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Jack-o'-lantern protection. This card has been coming out. I know it came out a bunch in the weeklies. I know it came out in the monthlies. It's, again, boundaries are seriously at the forefront in terms of what we are working through right now. We're working through a lot of boundaries here. Protection. So let's see, know that you are protected and that you are capable of creating the life that you want, and that the universe supports you in this should Jack shine his light upon you. Boundaries are important to teach people how to treat us, and drawing this card indicates that you may wish to renew the ones you have or to establish new ones. It's time to establish new boundaries. It's time to renew the ones that you have if people have crossed them. It's time to focus on the boundaries in our life and what types of people and situations we allow to come in and to take from us, to take our energy. Remember that Six of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Six of Pentacles reversed. Who's taking too much? Who are you giving too much to? What are you giving too much to? Time to really make a change there, okay? So, Capricorns, those are your messages for July 15th through the 30th. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. If you want to order anything through my Teespring, you can get 20% off, and your design is up there, guys. I love my Capricorn design for you guys. If you want to check out the Zodiac Gals design for you guys, that's again on that Teespring below this video. It should be in a bar, and you can get 20% off with the code CANCERS at checkout. You can do that with a capital C. I don't think you have to use capitalization though. It's just CANCERS at checkout, 20% off. And if you want to book a private reading, guys, all that information is right below this video in the description box. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you in August. Definitely check out your other mid-July readings. And I think I'll probably be doing an eclipse reading for all the signs as well, as this new kind of format here. We're doing the mid-monthlies and, you know, first half, second half of the month videos. It's kind of giving me a lot more time to do some other videos that I've been wanting to do for you guys. So thank you guys so much again for all of your support. Remember to share and subscribe, and have a wonderful and blessed second half of the month, guys. Thank you.